This video is about paragraph, how to add a paragraph. I'm going to show you how to do that, and I'm also going to show you how to modify the paragraph, and I'm going to give you some really cool tips here. On the left hand side, you find pages. After you find pages, it's in one of two different places. You'll find it in the content area, automatically in the popular section on the left hand side. You'll also find it in design. And once you find it, you drag it into your desired destination. You go ahead and drop it. Go ahead and type something in here. This is a video. Okay, a couple little things here. I want to give you one tip already, is that if you are copying content from another source, like from a different type of page, not from your page, but from, say, another website, what you basically want to do is make sure that it's not formatted, because sometimes stuff is so formatted to where it won't work correctly. It won't fit within the mobile areas. It will stretch out and people will have to swipe side to side, and you don't want that to happen. The reason why they're on your mobile website is to not do that. So what I suggest doing is taking your content and posting it into something like Notepad. And then you could copy from your Notepad and then paste it within inside your mobile site. Now this is really for those who are doing everything fresh, right? You don't have a lot of content on your site and you want to add stuff, or maybe you just have a bunch of content and you need to add that in and so forth. But adding in content, please make sure you put it through Notepad so that it doesn't come in formatted. Okay, with that being said, let's go to modifying the text. Once you have the text in there, you have other options here. As you see, by default, the size is 16 pixels. My suggestion is, and it depends on the font, is to either go 16 pixels or 14 pixels. Reason being is I don't want it so large to where it makes my customers scroll through my whole site to read what I have to say. And I don't want it so small to where people have to squint. What I'm looking at right now, what you're looking at right now, is legible. I can read that. The next thing is, that is, by the way, font family. This is font size. Go to your font family. If you're putting in content with your paragraph, make sure that it is legible. Use Arial or Helvetica. Please, whatever you do, even if you were to use Lobster, even if you were to use something that people can't read, please don't put in Comic Sans. I have no idea why we even have that. But anyway, don't use Comic Sans. Use Arial. Use something that people can read. Now, if you have a title, right? If you're using a paragraph as a title, then yes, of course, you can use Lobster or something else. But you don't want to have a whole bunch of content in your body that people can't read. Okay, so Lato is another good one. Please don't go with Arial Black. You want to use something that people can actually read. I'll stick on Arial. Helvetica is another good one, by the way. Georgia is a nice one. It's almost unable to be read, but if you like a little stylization to it, Georgia is a good one. But let's go back to Helvetica. Okay, so now you have this. You can bold it. You can change the font family, change the font size. If you want to underline it, if you want to justify it, you have the different ways to justify it. If you want to change the font color, there is the color button. You can add a bullet. If you want a regular bullet, if you want a number bullet, here is the undo, here is the redo. So this is how you work with your paragraph. Now let's just go over here. We're going to outline it again. And if you notice, when I outline it, this is the link icon. When I outline my text, it appears. And that is saying that I am now able to link it. So I want to link it to an outside source, to an existing page that I've got in my site, email address, or a click to call. And that's really how you work with paragraph, and that's how you modify it. Now, just remember, like everything else, you can copy it and you can paste it. So let's say you want this paragraph on another page. on your site. Maybe you have a huge paragraph, right? And you want to dumb it down and go dot 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 and put it on the front. All you really have to do here is you're going to click on it, you're going to copy, and then wherever you want to on your site, you're going to hit paste, and as you see, it copy and pastes it. Very, very cool trick there. And then if it's really long, you could shorten that up. Okay, so that's almost all the tricks. Now the last trick I want to show you has to deal with buttons. We're going to go from paragraph to button. So let's say I want this. I want to pick two different styles of buttons here. One, you may not even call a button. You may say that's just crazy. So anyway, we're going to outline this guy. We're going to say, or you actually don't have to outline it. You just have to click on it. Go to design, go to shape. If you want this to be linked, by the way, you do have to outline it and link it. But we're going to mess with the design of this area. We're going to pick this shape right here. We're going to add a shadow to it. We're going to look at color, and we're going to give it a little border. Oops, that's it. We don't want that. If you want a thin border, I usually start at 1. So as you see, it looks like it's floating up. It does look like you could touch it or click on it and something would happen. So that's a way you can actually create a button. But if you want to change things around, you basically just undo everything. But let's just say I want this to be a real button, right? So what I want to do now is I want to outline this link. All right, I have it to another area, and then down below you will see where it says surround link with button. I just click on that, and there you go. Now you have this nice button. Now this is a rule I have whenever I design stuff. The darker the button, the lighter the text and light icon. If it's a light button, I'm going to have dark. So I'm not going to change the background color of that. I'm going to look at my design here, and I want to keep the background the way it is. I'm just going to change my text style here. I want to change the text to be a lighter color, of course. And then I want to go over to icon, and then I want to change the color of that. And let's just say that this is a video. I want this one. So now you see people can actually read it, and it's legible, and people are actually able to click on it. Now for you guys who don't want this gradient in the background, I want to show you how to take that off. There's no actual method to clicking on anything for it to disappear, so you have to do what I'm about to do. And what I'm going to do to get rid of this gradient is I'm going to go to design. You have to understand that this gradient is a background image. That's what it's known for. So there's no way to take off this background image unless you do this way. You have to replace the background image just with another background image. All right, that's okay, it's no big deal. Hit done, and then I go to remove. So I replaced it, and then I removed it. And as you see, that gradient is gone. It looks like a button, it is clickable, and you'll be able to go to wherever it asks you. And at any time you need to preview your work to see what's going on, just come up here, hit preview, and just click on your button, and you're all set. All right, that's how to add paragraph, that's how to modify your paragraph, and that's a couple tips on creating a button out of your paragraph.